is just within psychology, there's a branch called parapsychology. They, of course, study this from scientific angle.
Yeah, but I
And,
don't know. I don't know if there is any specimen, any sample, any material, except what people might say. That may be the basis of any analysis or discussion or uh, your findings. I mean, as far as I understand, there is no material sample or specimen available.
okay, I think I have something in mind on this, but we will
Okay,
discuss. Let's
it
hear the
will,
youngsters also will talk. Actually, these are different age groups. They're not same age band. So I hope you won't mind that. But
no,
even
it's
the
okay.
younger
It's okay
ones
for me.
are.
Before you start discussion on this topic,
Yes.
I
Yes.
because I understand all these youngsters are students from
Yes. Yes.
different areas
Classes.
and classes.
Yes.
If they need any help in terms
Mm-hmm.
of science, in terms of mathematics,
Mm-hmm.
or even general knowledge, I'll be able to help them maybe with
Yes.
their homework, with
In fact,
their understanding of science, scientific
yes.
topics, especially physics.
Okay.
If they are
That
of
will
any,
be
if they want any help from my side, uh,
okay.
of course, and I will be very happy to participate in discussion on social studies, any aspect of social studies, whether it is civics, history,
And you can also
geography.
suggest. You can
I mean,
also suggest topics.
I am not expert in that area, but I would be happy to discuss these
Yeah.
areas of social studies with anybody who wants to.
Yeah. And we keep on keep on offering them suggestions on their spoken English also, and you
And
will discover
and
that also you can help.
since I'm just joining, I'll be very happy to have a brief introduction of these
Yeah.
participants, if they could spend
Yes.
half a minute each.
Yeah. Yeah. So, welcome, friends. Today we have our esteemed guest, Dr. Jayaprakash ji. He has been principal of Bhaskaracharya College in Delhi University, and right now he's residing in USA with his son and family. And we are very happy that he has joined us and shown interest in our effort to transmit soft skills, including spoken English. So he wishes to have an introduction from your side. Not everyone has joined right now. I remember you are perhaps some of you are having your exams these days, but I can see seven of us are here. So please introduce yourself. Gaurav, you can start.
Sir, am I visible?
Yes, Gaurav, you are visible.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, beta. Welcome. We are having an introduction round. Even I don't remember your exact age and classes. So please introduce yourself. We have a new teacher for us, Dr. Jayaprakash ji, and then we will start with the topic for today. Yes,
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just in 2 lines.
Good morning.
Good evening,
Yeah.
Jay, sir.
Good. Okay. Good evening and good morning both.
Sir, Gaurav bhai can start.
Sir,
Okay.
can I start?
Okay, Gaurav,
Yes.
which class
May
you
I
are
start?
from?
Okay. Good evening, sir. First of all, sir, I would like to introduce myself. Sir, my name is Gaurav Vats, and sir, I am a college student. I complete my 10th in Guru Tegh Bahadur Public School and 12th also. And sir, I live in Model Town, Delhi. And sir, I I'm doing now the BA LLB from the Guru Gobind Indraprasth University. And so my hobbies are to play football, listen music, and spend time with friends. Respected sir, now I would like to start the today's topic. Sir, today's topic is that what is life after the death. So first of all, I would like to explain that death is neither declared either where is the brain death. No function of the entire brain or brainstem or breathing and circulation cannot be restored with respiration effects. This is known as death. And at the time of death, all the muscles of the body will relax. That is called subprimary facility. This is followed within minutes by a visible paling of skin called pallor mortis. Next, sir, and the next one is sir, rigor mortis, and this suffering of muscles following that usually starts 3 hours after a person dies. This stiffening starts around the head and neck and gradually progress downwards the feet and toes. And sir, at the end, I would like to conclude that death is declared when there is either brain death or all efforts to rescue a person have failed. And sir, there are many process that takes place that within 1 hour primary facility, after at 2 hours to 6 hours rigor mortis, at 7 to 12 is rigor mortis is complete, and from 12 hours secondary flaccidity will start and to be completed within 3 days. Now, sir, I would like to further explain this. That, sir, in yoga we see that our body is at body as divided. We see our body in 5 dimensions. The first one is, sir, the physical body, which is known as anamya kosha. Next one is monomya kosha, that is the mental body. The third one is the pranamya kosha, that is the energy body. And the fourth one is, and the next 2 dimensions are, sir, Vignamya kosha and Anadamya kosha. And sir, when someone dies, we say this person is no more, but sir, this is not true. The person is no more the way we know, but the person is still exists. And sir, the next one, sir, I would that after that where did the person go? That, sir, the body, this body is a piece of earth that we had slowly picked up. Whatever we picked up in the body, we have to drop back in atom by atom. And sir, also we see that there are 7 positive or negative regions of the universe. That, sir, the basic and the neutral is earth, that we can say this Bhulok. And sir, from upper positive is that we have, sir, Bhuvarlok, and from upper that is heaven, that is we
Gaurav,
call
you have
Swarga.
exceeded 2 minutes. Please conclude. You have exceeded
Yes,
2
sir.
minutes.
So, sir, after the death, we can conclude that person will die, but the soul will never die, and according to its karma or the things he do in his life, the person will get the place either in the heaven or in the hell. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good, Gaurav.
Good, very good.
We all point out the language errors immediately after everyone has spoken, and we reserve our comments on the topic itself for the concluding round. Then we
Sir,
will.
may I
Yes,
introduce?
sir. You want to point out any error in Gaurav's speech?
No, sir, I was saying that can I introduce myself?
Again, you are saying can I? You have to say may I. Okay?
May I?
But
Sir,
wait, let me complete comment on Gaurav's errors. Gaurav, you spoke very well, but I'll just suggest you should not repeatedly say and sir, and sir. Okay? There is no need to address again and again. And you are not talking to sir alone, you're talking to a whole group. Just initially you have mentioned, dear friends and respected sir. That's enough. And secondly, you mentioned a few technical yoga names. I'm also not familiar. Thank you. We will learn more about this. But I think Atma Atma concept is very important, and you didn't surprisingly mention that in levels of a person, body,
Sir,
Atman.
as you said, sir, that sir, I exceed the time limit. Sir, I am explaining the Atma concept later on. But sir, as you said that I will extend the time limit, so sir, I conclude
Okay,
at
no,
the
you
end.
mentioned five. There are five levels according to yoga. In that, I
Sir,
think it should have figured, but I'm not very sure. I'm also, we'll check on this. So yes, Vaibhav, now you may start.
Sir, I have to introduce or I have to start.
So you
Go
start with
ahead.
your introduction
Go ahead.
and then come to the topic.
Yes, sir. Sir, good morning, sir, and my dear friends. As I am introducing myself, my name is Vaibhav Vats, and I study in 5th class, and my class teacher name is Ruchika Chauhan ma'am. And as our today's topic is that what happens when we die. So first I will give the answer of that particular thing, that what happens after we die. Sir, firstly I would say that namaskar sir and my dear friends, I forgot. So that everyone, when someone bonds, they say that when we will die, when we will die. For those people, I have a thing that first learn to live. Don't run that when we will die, when I will go to God. So please, do not. So people do like this only, that when we will die, that when we will do this, and now many of us wonders what happened after we die. We lived before. Sir, we lived before we came to earth, and we will continue to live after we die. Knowing this plan, I thought this, but it is not true. Knowing this plan can provide comfort and peace about death, while we mourn for those loved ones. We have lost that. There is hope that 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 death is not the end, because because if someone's hurt is in us, so we can someone is loving, caring, someone someone to scam with us that you are my brother, and then he dies. And sir, I have not prepared much, so thank you.
Okay, it doesn't matter, Vaibhav. You are very young, and this topic is, of course, main concern of older people. But I would just like to comment on your language. There were too many pauses, and you are breaking your sentences. Even if you have to be brief, please keep in mind that you must complete your sentence. Okay, now next who will speak?
Sir, can
And
I speak?
let me announce again that, Gagan, wait. Dr. Jayaprakash has offered to guide you in science and maths also. So if you are interested, please comment, make a state in the comment box, chat box. Okay. You want any guidance from our esteemed guest, Dr. Jayaprakash, in science and maths? Please put it in the chat box. Yes, Gagan, now you can speak.
Sir, am I visible?
Yes.
Yes, Gagan.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today, sir, I am here to present my views on the today's topic. And sir, the today's topic is what happens after when we die. So, sir, first of all, I would like to tell the historical background of this statement, that when you ask or someone asks what happens when you die, you are joining generations of people who have asked the questions throughout history. Uh, so even before the recorded history, people buried the dead with food, weapons, valuable, and the other useful items. The living apparently thought that the dead would need these things after death, implying a belief in an afterlife. So there are, sir, some points regarding the scientists, saints, and other views who and their different opinions. So, firstly, I would like to tell about the science and the scientists, their opinion. So, sir, people who study science and medicines have come to very different conclusions about the afterlife. Some thinks that to believe in science means the supernatural power, including life after death, which is not possible. Other believes that science proves or at least points to the possibility of life after death. One of the great example is that of a great physicist Stephen Hawking compared death to a computer that stops working when it breaks. He thought that he thought of the afterlife as a fairy tale, and some are that other argue that the first law of thermodynamics, which states that energy and matter cannot be created or destroyed, means life cannot end at death. So doctor and scientists have also studied the experiences of people who have been declared clinically dead. And sir, as we all know, after the death the soul remains the as it is, and our body, because body gets burned and soul lives uh, and the soul lives as it is. So our body dead, not our soul. And answer in physiology also has a lot to say on this subject. Like ancient followers, uh, Socrates and Plato believed that when the body died the soul lived on. uh, and there are some ancient philosophers like Marx, Lenin, which did not believe in an afterlife. They believed that in an afterlife as in conflict with life it's to fulfill fullest. And sir, not even the scientist or the science on this topic, we have many different opinions of saints and the religious people. Or on the religion is one of the most common ways of people to answer the question of what happens when you died. Many there are many different religions and almost as many beliefs about the afterlife, even it's not afterlife exists. Like in Sikhism religion emphasizes both living in a good life in community and meditating on God. Sikhs believes that
Please try
a
to
person
limit
experiences
yourself to 2 minutes.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. And sir, there and for the Buddhism, there are several teachings about that. What happens when you die? What happens to your body and your soul? Where your soul goes and where your body goes? And after when your old body gets burned, how would you get your new life, your new body? And sir, not even the saints or religious people. There are other views that. Uh, like some peoples who follow Jainism religion, they have their different views or opinions on this topic, and the oldest people or the people of our generation or the adult people have the different views, and they think that if we die, if we die, our body gets burned and our soul goes to the heaven. And after that, God gives us new life, a new body to live and to live on this beautiful world. Thank you, sir.
Gagan, I'll have to stop you now. Okay. See, one way of being concise, you understand? CONCISE. Concise means brief and to the point. So one easy way of shortening your speech would have been to give the religious viewpoint in one or two sentences instead of explaining what Buddhism says or Sikhism says or Hinduism says. Okay, so learn this. You should be very, very concise and to the point. Then you will find your listeners very attentive. There was a small error. You said ancient philosophers Marx and Lenin. They are actually modern philosophers. And on language, again, you used the death. Please avoid using the unnecessarily. Okay. Otherwise, it was very good. Now, who will speak next? Khushi, are you ready?
Yes, sir, I am. May I start?
Okay. Please switch on your video and start. Please introduce yourself
sir, right
first
now I'm
to our new
traveling.
guest.
Sir, right now I'm traveling, so I can't open my video.
Okay. Please introduce yourself orally to our new guest, Jaiprakash ji.
Namaskar, everyone. My name is Kushi, and today I will speak on this topic: what happened after the death, as in our
Happens
scientists.
after death. Don't say the death.
I said, okay.
Kushi, you are a student of which class?
I'm student of 9th.
Okay, go ahead.
So may I continue?
Yes.
Yeah. As our scientists used to say that after that our body used to be, there is nothing like soul in our body. Our body are only used by used to work by the food that we used to eat, and after the death the body has no use. And our great scholar of West Bengal, Charvahak also said that there is no there was a no born before this one, and there will nothing like Purna Janam after this birth. So khao piyo ash karo, something like that. So I guess like in our culture, the people used to think that after that there was a patalog or something like that based on the karma. Based on our karma, like if we done something good, so we will go to the swarg, and if we done something wrong, so we will go to the nark. So I guess in the eyes of the scientists, they used to think that there's nothing like souls and karmas, and so as they used to think that our bodies are only working on the energy, that protein that we are having, and not about the that we have any soul or so, as the scientists have researched also about the dead body and so, but they can't find anything related to this. But it's our culture that used to think about this all, about the historical accidents or so. So I guess this was all. Thank you.
Okay, Khushi, very good and nice. You managed to speak while traveling.
Thanks.
You use certain Hindi words. Their English is not difficult. So let me just remind you. Punarjanam will be rebirth. Khao piyo ash karo, have fun. And patal lok, you said, that is in English nether world. Okay.
Or we can say hell.
Hell is not precisely patal lok. Hell is nark. Okay. Nark or dozak is hell.
Like it's
Patal
like
Lok is
hell
not
and
necessarily
heaven.
bad because hell is very bad. Heaven and hell are contrast, but Patal Lok is neither bad nor good. In fact, some say some gods reside in Patal Lok. It is called netherworld in English. Nether. Okay, Bhavya, are you ready now?
Yes, sir. May I start?
Yes, very good.
Bhavya, you are a student of which class?
Sir, I am from 5th class.
Okay, go ahead.
Namaskar, sir, and my dear
Namaskar.
friends. I am Bhavya Vats. Today I want to speak on this topic. Before I start with the topic, first we have to learn how to live. We should not think that when we will die, how we will die, on what time we will be die, what will be our age. First we have to learn how to live. Then I'll think about this negative part. So I want to start with the topic. So I think that scientists think that the body will be getting decomposed, or it will be in Hinduism it will get burned, in Christian and it that Muslims they all buried that dead body in the soil, and in the Sikhism in Sikh also there sometimes they burn the bodies. So we all think that the body scientists think that our body mixed with our soil and it make fertilizer from we can grow nice crops there, and the crops will be having fertilizer. We are not used to give fertilizer. I think that this is noticed by scientists, and in saints think that sometimes they think that the God is there. So if we will be doing good things, so we will be going to the heaven, and if we will be doing bad things, we will be going to the hell. So they all think about this. They think that the gods are there. They give the punishment of the bad things and the good of the bad thing what they have done in in their life, and the good thing done by their life is also counted. So if good things are more, so they go to the heaven, and bad things are more, then they go to the hell. And the last the thought I think by the parapsychologists, I think that they think that they do investigations and other things. So I think that they have to think that there can be a paranormal activity or something. So I think that they thought that there are ghosts or something. So thank you.
Good, very good, Bhavya.
Very good.
Very
Thank
good.
you, sir.
You know about parapsychology and paranormal. That is very interesting. But again, you are repeatedly using the unnecessarily. You don't have to say the heaven or the hell, because the rule is that when there are many objects of the same kind and you are referring to one of them, then you use the boy. Out of many boys, the boy entered the room, then it is okay. But if it is only one, then you don't have to use the. Okay.
We can use
now,
or an.
No, in before hell or heaven, you don't have to use a or an also, because there is only one hell and only one heaven.
I am not saying for that, like you give an example of boys. So I thought I gave that we can say a boy is curving towards the room.
There you can use. So, lovely. Are you ready now?
Yes, sir.
Please start and switch on your video if you can.
Sir, actually, I'm traveling, so I will not be able to switch on my video.
Okay, go ahead.
Whenever a death is there in a society or in a neighborhood, so the scenario of the society is like something has happened to that family. The member of which the
Louder,
family has
please.
dead, so the family has to
Lovely, you'll have to be
Yeah.
louder.
The family is not allowed to participate in the rituals of the society. Like they are said to be that that for 13 days they have to just stay in their homes, and they're not allowed to touch the other people. Whenever it comes to death, everyone has a fear in their own that will go to hell or heaven. So the society makes a very chaos about this thing, that in what which like it says that whatever the karma we have done, according to that we go to hell or heaven. So the people have that people have fear regarding it, that and everybody has a fear about death. So one of the great Greek philosophers has said that death as the permanent extension of consequence is not bad. So we should not get fear. So we should not be fear from death. Death is like if we are born on this earth, so one or the other day we have to die. So the Greek philosopher wants to say that we should not we should not be afraid of death. We should just face the consequences, and the things which the society has made, that will go, the karma says that we'll go to hell or heaven. So this our karmas decided where we'll go. So this is a fear in everybody that we'll go to hell or heaven. Thank you.
Okay, good, lovely. Your mic is, I think, slightly noisy. So please try to change your device if you can. I think this
Sir,
is
actually I was traveling today. That's why maybe
today you are traveling, but earlier also we have seen that your voice is slightly muffled. So try and change your device if you can.
Okay, sir.
Good. You spoke very well. Otherwise, we had to strain a bit to understand what you're saying. And you somewhere said we have to afraid of death. We do not have to afraid of death. You missed the conjunction be. You don't have to be afraid of death. That will be better usage. Rita, would you like to say something? Rita, can you hear us?
Devesh, good evening, Devesh. And sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Rita.
Rita is my sister. She is also teaching in Kota.
Where is she teaching?
I'm in Rajasthan,
in
Kota, sir.
Oh, great, great. Nice to listen to you.
Same here, sir. It's a very mind-boggling topic. I also always ponder over it, and it's such a mysterious thing. Even to
what
such
is
an
your
extent.
Feeling? What is your feeling? What happens after death?
But only because of we read Gita and the scriptures. So according to that, I feel nobody's confirmed. Nobody can tell what is after death, because nobody comes back and narrates what is after death. Rebirth stories, you also people have told, but only Gita what says ke do your karma and rest in peace. Om se nikle om mein mil jayenge. That is what I feel. There's some light, some effulgence light, some from where we emerge and get merge in that. That is
okay. Thank you. But Gita definitely says we have rebirth. Krishna ji has said, just like we change clothes, soul or atma changes body.
And because of that only we intend to do good karmas in this lifetime, and Manushya Jeevan rarely milta hai, what we have heard. But as such, nobody is sure. Thank you, Devesh.
What do you teach, Rita?
I'm an English lecturer.
Oh, great.
But I would like to listen to you because it's such a topic. I used to ask my father also.
We all want to listen to Jayaprakash ji now.
No, I think all have done.
Yeah, everyone has spoken.
Okay. Well, I mean, let me start with the religious angle. In fact, this whole philosophy or theory of afterlife is thought of, or is represented in different religions in different ways. However, most of the religions do talk of something like rebirth. Whether it is the Hindu philosophy, which says based on your karma, you will be reborn. Buddhism again talks about rebirth, and they all aspire for nirvana, which means they will get rid of this rebirth business sometime. Muslim culture, they bury their deads and believe that one day all these people will get again alive. And same probably is the Christianity feeling that one day they will all be reborn. Now, the philosophy is there because all religions think that whatever we are today probably is a continuation, that we will have its second life. Now come to the question of hell and heaven, or neither patalok, what you call neither world or anything of this kind. Now, each and every religion teaches us to do good and to behave in a certain manner. Now, all humans have the animal instinct. And animal instinct really does not follow the religious thinking. So, to make people human and civilized, they create a feeling that if
I hope Jayaprakash ji will be joining us soon. In the meantime, let me say, some of you felt we should focus on life rather than what happens after death. But we are actually opening this question not for any personal selfish reason, but as a scientific question. Scientists, after all, show curiosity and research all kinds of unknown things. This is what attracts a scientist. If we should focus on life, then should we not try to study what is beyond our solar system? How many galaxies are there, and so on. So, Jayaprakash ji, please use the same link to. Okay, I can use the same link again. To join again. Actually, there is a limit of 40 minutes, so we all join again. Okay, I'll do that. So that is one reason. There is one more reason why this question is important. That is ethical question. We all understand, if we look at life closely, that there is very little justice in this life. So if there is life after death, then it's a cause of big optimism that there can be justice beyond death. Whether it is hell or heaven, which is very unlikely, but if there is rebirth, then maybe the second birth or next birth is according to the karma of the present birth. That creates a room for some justice. So these are two reasons why this question is important. And Bhavya mentioned that parapsychologists also are doing scientific investigation on this question. And we have found some cases like that of Shanti Devi, who was born around 1930 in Delhi. And at the age of 4, she started telling about another family, which is her real family. And she mentioned names, etc., and who was her husband, and that she died in childbirth. And she wanted her present parents to take her to that family. And she also mentioned the name of the mohalla. So from that, they all realized that she is talking of some place in Mathura. And the whole scientist team of parapsychologists came, and even Gandhiji at that time was there. He sent some members to investigate the case, and it was found that even minute details about the other home was known to Shanti Devi. She was called Lugudi Devi in the previous birth. This is a well-studied case by scientists, which shows that after death also, some memory continues in another birth, and it indicates that quite possibly there is rebirth of the, whether you call it soul, Atman, or whatever. There is some memory trace which continues in the next birth. Most people forget, but there have been well-studied cases which show that small children, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years old, they are able to give minute details of some other birth and the places they have mentioned, and they also speak suddenly language of the previous life, which they have never learned. Imagine a 4-year-old speaking in Chinese suddenly. So that is a memory continuing clearly. This is scientific evidence. You can't deny. Now, it is not generalizable, but yet it is hard evidence that possibly in most people cases, we forget what had happened in our previous birth. But in some cases, there is some accident and the memories continue, and these memories have been checked and verified scientifically. Sorry, Jayaprakash ji, please continue.
Okay. Anyway, I think I really do not know much about what Devesh you are talking about, although I also have heard some things of recollection of memories from the earlier birth, but I have not seen those hard evidences, and I have not seen that. I mean, but I express my ignorance about it. Now, in my opinion, it's the whole thing of rebirth, or the concept of hell and heaven and neither lok or neither world is more a religious kind of a belief, and the belief is because every religion wants you to follow certain principles and certain methods of living, and certainly a few people will not follow that, and to bring them back, they create a theory of what I personally feel is a theory of fearism. They would tell you that if you do good, you will go to heaven. If you do this, you will go to heaven. If you don't do this, you will go to hell. And then they define hell, they define heaven, they praise heaven. They say that you will have a wonderful life there. You'll have all facilities there. When they talk of hell, they say that you will be punished. You will have to undergo all these kind of things. So this is a religious thing, is this. Now, as far as science says, in my opinion, I think there was a mention of Stephen Hawking by, I think, Gaurav, or I don't remember exactly, was it Gaurav or somebody? The body is like, we are like a computer or any machine which is working till it lives, and when it dies, it stops working. And that's the end of it. I mean, if it can be repaired, the medicine does that. Take care of the parts, replace the parts, or as long as it can be repaired, it is repaired. But if it cannot be repaired, if it is completely not workable, then we say the person has died. And like a machine, we are also a part of, we are made of those atoms and molecules and chemicals and other things. But then there is always a question of what is consciousness, soul. How do we, even the same material we are made of, we behave differently, we talk differently, we act differently. So these are some of the unanswered questions from science. And science is not every day new things are coming up. So science is not that we know all. Many things we don't know. But I think, or whatever I know about, I have not read a lot about this topic, but whatever I know a little about it, there is no conclusive or any real evidence as far as rebirth, reincarnation, or what happens after life. One of the reasons is that there is hardly any material sample or specimen available on which what.
Prakashji, I'll just repeat this example to you and invite your comment. See, we admit there is no evidence at all of hell, heaven, or God. But there is hard scientific indication. I won't say proof, but there is hard scientific indication of cases of memory continuing across birth, across lives. There are many cases which have been studied by whole teams of scientists, not even one or two scientists, because sometimes even scientists can play the fraud. But whole teams have investigated certain cases. Like there's one case, this particular case which I was citing of Shanti Devi, who was born around 1930 in Delhi, and she recollected her past life from Mathura, from Khatri family, I think. And she, at the age of 4, she could give all the details. Then she was taken by the whole team to Mathura. At the station, they tried to play a trick on her that was this the husband? They showed her her Jhet, elder brother-in-law. But she said, no, this is not my husband. This was not. All that. Then she guided them to the exact lane, exact house. Then she also showed that I had hidden some money over here. So the money was not there, but then the husband admitted that, yes, I had taken out the money from this place. He had put below some pot. This case was investigated by some Gandhians also. And Gandhiji himself mentioned, yes, this is clear indication of rebirth. Similarly, there has been a case of a boy in, I think, Los Angeles or someplace, who recollected his previous birth as a pilot who died in the attack on Japan in Second World War over the Pacific Ocean. And he could mention who was the co-pilot or who had survived. They cross-checked on that. Then there is this case of one lady in Bhopal. She started suddenly speaking in Bengali. And she was living in a joint family. They investigated the case. She hadn't learned Bengali, but she started narrating in Bengali her previous birth in Bengal. These are well-studied cases. As a scientist, what will be your comment? Shall science ignore such evidence?
Devesh, I don't contest what you are saying. However, I don't believe myself in this. You may be absolutely right. And when you say these cases were investigated scientifically by scientists,
Yes.
I have no knowledge of who were those scientists. I mean, you see, and still I don't contest these.
Suppose you agree that they were studied by scientists, then what will be your comment?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
Weber.
Sir, I am. Sir, nothing.
Okay.
No, sir. I was saying that.
Let's believe. I've also read reports and seen documentaries on these, and but let us be not. We should be skeptical but not cynical. When they are saying that they were studied by scientists, let us for a moment assume that suppose they were studied by scientists.
I believe that. I'm not contesting
And
that.
all this happened. They cross-checked. A child's recollections were found to be matching completely to minute details. What will suppose this is true? Let's keep that in the box. Maybe it's all a fraud. But suppose this is true, what will be your comment as a scientist? Can science ignore such evidence?
No, I don't know. I mean, as I said in my introduction itself, that as a scientist, we can't we can't claim that we know all and everything. There are many things which we do not know. So,
Sorry.
so probably it is possible. Probably
it is worth investigating. Scientists would say it is worth investigating.
But as a scientist, I need to have a good amount of data, a good amount of samples, and those findings should be reproducible. I mean, I as a scientist meets one such case, and based on that one case or two cases, I say that this is possible, which may not be reproducible, which may not be recreatable. So if any theory which a scientist propounds, and if it is not,
everything in science is not reproducible. Big Bang is not reproducible.
But again, Big Bang is a theory. It remains a theory. It is not
a hypothesis. But it is a scientific hypothesis.
It is a hypothesis, and
yes.
These
are also hypotheses. These are, as I said, only indications.
But with Bang, Big Bang is basically substantiated by the fact that energy and matter are convertible.
And also that universe is expanding at a fast pace. So from that, they have
so there are more scientific evidence available. There are more scientific evidence available.
But it is not
now when you talk of memory, in fictions and mythology, even in mythology, where we were when we read about Abhimanyu, so it was told that Abhimanyu learned.
There is a lot in mythology.
No.
We don't believe all that.
No.
Only
but
this
the
particular
point is,
for which there is evidence.
Point is that the whole story or whole episode in whole Mahabharata, we said Abhimanyu learned about Chakravyuh when he was
we don't go by myths at all.
No,
it's only where hard evidence is there.
But again, it is again a matter of memory. Yeah? I mean, what you want to say? What do you want to say? No, what there it is said.
There are many superstitions. We right away we don't have any evidence for hell. We don't have any evidence for heaven. We don't have any evidence for God. But for rebirth with past memory, we have got some hard evidence, and it has been studied by scientists. I am forgetting the name of the scientist, but there was a team of scientists which had come, and there have been many cases. In fact, parapsychologists are studying this. I saw one video where there was a long discussion between 8 parapsychologists. They cited all the instances and also talked about the near-death experiences where people almost die and then they come back.
Well,
those experiences are also
I am not, as a scientist, I am not contesting it. And I also express my ignorance about I express my ignorance about this area, this field of topic, but from my own way of logic, I don't feel very comfortable accepting this philosophy of rebirth, hell, heaven. That's my own.
No, we are not going into philosophy at all. We are talking about hard evidence.
No, you are talking. Evidence. You are mentioning hard evidences. I am not contesting that point.
Unless they turn out to be manipulated frauds, which is possible. We should keep our mind open. I'm also saying this is not final proof, but there is something to be investigated here. There is,
but to my logic, they don't appeal.
Okay.
It may be.
So let's ask the students. Please tell us what is your view after listening to everybody. We are saying there is no evidence for hell, heaven, or God, or other superstitions.
Excuse me, sir.
But there have been some cases which indicate, though not proof finally, but they indicate that possibly there is rebirth. So, Weber, what is your conclusion? One line. Do you think there is rebirth?
So may I start, Khushi, about my conclusion?
Yeah, Khushi, what is your view?
So my view is like, I guess it's true that there's no birth, because nobody has seen such thing in our whole life about this kind of birth, like reborn nation also. I guess after that our body is no use, and there is no use of our body, and our body used to be dead. They have no emotions, and so. And I guess this is true that after that there's nothing like heaven and hell.
Okay, very good, Kuchi. Rita, would you like to?
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Are you sir speaking now?
Yes. Only one line. Do you agree there is rebirth or not? Or maybe. Sir? You can also say maybe.
So may I start with the thought of the day?
Okay. Weber wants to give a thought for the day. Okay.
Yes, Namaskar everyone. I am Weber Vats. Today's thought of the day is happiness. Happiness is not an agreement. It's an attitude. I repeat. Happiness is not an agreement. It's an attitude. Thank you.
Okay.
Very good.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Bhavya.
Sir, may I speak on the reborn one?
Rebirth. Yes. Most welcome.
Sir, I think that in Hinduism there is a thing done when a dead body got burned. So there is something. There is a pot on which we do a hole, and from the water we make round around the dead body. His father or his son who is died. So.
Yes.
In that, from that they think that while doing this, the rebirth and the coming on the earth will be getting stopped, and we will be living with the gods. So if we will be having good things, and if we will be a good human being, so I think that we will be having that rebirth, but it's not that thing that if I think we are a bad person and when we will die, so God will be thinking that to punish him we have to give, like if he is hitting some dog, so God will be thinking that I have to also make him feel what the pain has to be what the pain feel by the dog, so he can make him dog and any other animal to whom he has hitten or doing and done bad to him. Thank you.
Good, Bhavya. You are very young and yet you are able to think on these issues. It's very good. You will
Thank you, sir.
become a good researcher. All the best. Yes,
Thank you,
Lovely,
sir.
you want to say something? Lovely, you are there? Okay, Rita, would you like to say something?
No, sir. Devesh, just that focus on one's karma and rest. Nobody can tell what is after death.
Yes, of course,
Only
we have
speculation.
to. But science is very curious. Science wants to know. This is not for selfish inquiry for what will happen to us. As a scientist, don't we explore what is there beyond the galaxy?
Of course,
Science
it's the
in
greatest
that
mystery.
spirit we are asking, we should also explore if we have some possibility of a scientific method.
Yes, everybody would be curious to know.
Yeah. So fortunately today Jayaprakash and I have a different view. I cited some instances where there has been clear evidence of rebirth according to me, because there is past memory which has been testified by investigation. In that light, would you say that proof is good for scientific evidence, not complete proof, but it shows a strong possibility?
But what Sir has said, there should be many more examples of this kind, that
Yes.
a rebirth, because 2-3 we can quote so a limited number of
No, there
incidents.
are dozens of cases studied like this. Parapsychology is a whole discipline which is investigating these cases. There has been a 2-volume series which has been published on them.
Of course,
Some
Devesh,
of them may turn out to be frauds. But suppose we don't have to be cynical and dismiss scientists if they are saying something. Suppose they are true and teams have investigated and it turned out to be true that a 4-year child is able to recall and tell about another family in another city to which she has never gone. Isn't that a strong indication that there is memory carried over lives? That doesn't mean there is God, heaven, or hell. There is no proof of that. But this is a very telling evidence.
And recently you had posted that Bikaner example also of one girl from California. Recently you had posted, na, Devesh? She was
Okay.
that also gives a proof that memory.
Yeah, if it has been studied by very rigorously by scientists, if it has been studied, there are many false stories also, no doubt. But the cases where, yes.
Devesh, if I believe in what you are saying as a very solid proof of rebirth, does it mean
I'm
that...
not saying solid proof, I'm saying indication.
Okay. Does it mean, or does it, I mean, this investigation has explained that or worked upon that the timings of the death of a person and the timings of the birth of the second person, was it matching? As I told you that I don't know much about it.
Yes,
so
yes.
my questions, are they
Yeah,
matching?
there are many, in fact, questions related.
Matching minute by minute or second by second?
No, not matching minute by minute,
no,
but
no.
there has been a gap of 2-3 years.
Right. If there is a gap of 2-3 years, then you have to explain what happened between those 2-3 years.
That is not known.
No. But then if you try to explain those 2-3 years, you will probably then have to think about hell and heaven and something else like that.
Yeah, but we don't have evidence on that.
If the matching is not there, timing is, see, scientifically time is one important factor.
Oh, yes.
Right, and if you can
timing also gender, do men become women become, or do they remain in the same gender? All those questions are there.
No, the gender is again more biological in the sense that initially a child is when a child is born, a child is in the womb, probably it has both sexes. One sex becomes dominant and it changes, right? So gender probably is not I don't know, gender may also be issue, right? And also we believe in life, whether it is dog or whether it is human or whether it is a cow or whether it is a insect or like that. You see, Hindu philosophy say आपको कितने 86,000 योनिस में से पास करना पड़ेगा.
No, we don't go into Hinduism and all that.
But that is also rebirth, no? See, when they talk
of rebirth, that is not our concern, or because most of it is very refutable.
No, but the point is that rebirth.
We only go by hard evidence.
No. Even if it is rebirth, why again as a human? Are we a special category?
Yes,
I mean,
memory,
from the point of view of life,
DNA,
from the point of view
and memory, some DNA makes us human, and that connection could be there. That after all, consciousness, science has not been able to decipher.
I know,
but consciousness is there. There is no doubt.
I agree with you. I mentioned this, that
so this is a continuation of consciousness.
Yeah, I agree with you that about this we don't scientists don't know much about it, about consciousness.
Exactly.
But the point is that when you're talking of rebirth,
this is continuation of a consciousness.
No,
in most people, most probably the memories get suppressed. These memories are carried over, maybe through genes or whatever. But in most people, they get suppressed as we get into 5th year or 6th year. Before that, of course, we are just babbling. But in isolated cases, the suppression did not happen.
But do you mean the gene transfer also in this case? Do you think DNA transfer in this case?
No, I won't say gene. Sorry, I shouldn't say gene. But consciousness transfers.
But consciousness is an abstract concept. It's not scientific concept.
But there is no doubt that there is consciousness.
No, I am not doubting that. I said that I don't know much about it.
Yeah, we don't know how it happens, how it works.
So far, consciousness is an abstract concept.
Those who want to leave may leave, Bhavya, Khushi. We are having a slightly methodological discussion. So if you want to leave, you are free to leave. But we'll carry on for a little more time.
I once again repeat and tell them that in case they need any help in science, mathematics.
Yes, many of them have mentioned in the chat box.
They are most welcome. They can talk to me otherwise also. They can contact me on my email, which you can pass on to them, or by telephone.
Yeah, please send me your email ID and the WhatsApp number. I think WhatsApp will be best.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jayaprakash. This is a great service.
No issues. It's it was my pleasure.
And if you could once a week teach at this time, that will also be very, very helpful.
No, it is okay. I can come again also. I have no problem. Only thing is that
whenever you feel nice.
No. I fine.
Monday is my teaching day. Rita teaches on Friday. Then there is Nishiji. She is teaching on Thursday. So if you want either Tuesday, Wednesday, if it suits you, or we can interchange also, no problem.
And
as per your
Zoom link remains same or changes?
Yeah. We have Dipanshu, who's our assistant, technical assistant. He sends the link every morning.
So
And the teacher himself chooses the topic.
So he
The
will
teacher
send
for the day.
He will send to me automatically, or I have to?
No,
ask?
we will join you in our WhatsApp group.
Okay.
And you will keep getting all the messages.
Okay.
And whatever day you chooses, you give the topic on that day on that group.
Okay.
Then Dipanshu will send to all other student groups.
All right.
Yes, Rita?
Devesh, one sec. Apart from Tuesday and Thursday, because those people are frozen.
That's what I said. I think Wednesday is free. Jayaprakash ji, Wednesday suits you, or you can take my Monday also.
Wednesday
my
may not,
Friday also.
Wednesday may not suit me because I'm doing a volunteer work at that time.
Oh, great.
So this may not suit me.
Devesh,
What about Monday or Friday?
Monday and Friday are all right, fine. Except Wednesday, all days are okay. Even I mean, I'm available on Saturday, Sundays in case you want to do anything.
Okay, so you take Friday, and Rita, you can take Wednesday, no?
Yes, Devesh, of course.
Oh, great. So
I can continue. I can continue for another 5 minutes. I have
okay.
to.
So you conclude.
Yeah. No, I'm not concluding. Actually, honestly, I will still feel that the topic is open for debate, and it's a more of a concept of
it
faith.
Cannot be answered.
Faith and cannot be answered scientifically because, as I said, science does not know everything, and probably it is very hard to do any scientific investigation in this area. And the sample is very small. Whatever you are talking about, the cases of rebirth, and the very. I mean, when I asked you the question of timing, then there is a big gap between death of a person and the rebirth of that same person.
For that, there is an idea. There is no scientific evidence, but the idea is that there is a cooling off period. In fact, many philosophies, not just religions, believe that there is a in-between phase. But on that we don't have any evidence. So we can't say what exactly happens in the period. But the fact that some children have been able to recollect past lives is a strong indication that there is a transfer of consciousness from one life to another.
Could be. You are right. You may be absolutely right, but
I'm also saying could be. I'm also saying could be. This is just an indication. I'm repeatedly saying this is only an indication, and it's a happy thought because in this life there is no justice.
In this life,
there is no justice. Justice is rare. Many crooks have very good in their life. In any case, people are born rich or poor. There is no justice. Maybe if there is a rebirth, then karma plays out. So it's a happy thought. To me, it's a very ethical thought. It's a happy thought that maybe there is no evidence, so I won't say that this is a scientific hypothesis also. But maybe in case of rebirth, karma plays out and some kind of justice is there. Because the moment we are born, 70% of our happiness is decided. How healthy we are, how good looking we are, what kind of family we are born in, what brothers, sisters we have, how much wealth is there. Most of our happiness is decided in one moment where we are born. And maybe, now this is not science, this is just a poetic thought. Maybe through rebirth, justice happens. क्योंकि इस जिंदगी में तो न्याय नहीं होता, ये तो पक्का है. बहुत अच्छे लोग बहुत बुरे दुख भोगते हैं.
If you, Devesh, agree, or if you say that our future, our destiny is decided the moment we are born, then
No,
probably.
I'm not saying destiny is decided. I'm saying 60-70% of our scope for happiness, many things which determine how happy we will be, are decided at the moment of birth. There is no doubt about that. Our health is largely decided. Our looks are largely decided.
Yeah. I mean, scientifically, see, people are trying to do genome sequencing, and genome is what we get from our parents and grandparents. So, genome sequencing is trying to decide that whether we will fall sick, how probably how old we will die,
Yeah.
things like that. But again, whether you say that it is decided by the time of our birth, or is it decided by our parentage or our family?
Not like destiny. It is not decided as a destiny. There are chances we can alter, go against what is given to us at birth. But lots of things are decided at the time of birth, including what you're saying, our genomes, our disease,
No, but
our longevity.
but that means you one has to believe in destiny and fate.
No. I don't. No, we don't have to believe in destiny. That will be stepping beyond. Our fate is not decided. What will happen to our life is not decided. But what gives us happiness, some of these factors are decided.
How? I mean, if you don't have money, you will not be rich. And if you see, money is one factor which is considered as a sign of happiness. So if you don't have money,
Money is not made